Ever wondered why your OAS is getting clawed back, or whether or not you should delay your CPP or maybe take it early? In this video, I'm going to talk about the 4 biggest tips that I talk with my clients when they're approaching their retirement or they are in their retirement when we're dealing with their CPP, their OAS, and how to maximize after-tax wealth. I'm Rob Tétrault. I'm a senior portfolio manager and branch manager here at the Tétrault Wealth Advisor Group. We specialize in helping high-income Canadians protect, grow, and transfer their wealth tax efficiently. CPP and OAS are a big part of that. So let's get into it right now. All right, first tip, let's clarify what the CPP and OAS actually are, because I met plenty of financially successful Canadians who constantly confuse the two. Let's start with CPP, the Canada Pension Plan. So it's based on how much you contributed during your working life. You can start it as early as age 60, and the later the wait, the more you get. Up to 42% more if you wait till the age 70 compared to 65. So anywhere from age 60 to 70, you must start taking your CPP. OAS, otherwise known as Old Age Security Pension, is a little different. It's funded by general tax revenues, not your contributions. So it's not you that's putting money into this pot that you're then collecting from. It's general tax dollars. Everyone who meets the residency requirement will qualify. However, it's a means test, which is where the famous clawback comes in. So if you have too many means, if you're above a certain threshold, your OAS can get clawed back. The government won't pay it to you. It gets taken away from you. Now, here's where it gets interesting. And this is the part that people get wrong all the time. Just because you can take your CPP or your OAS at a certain age doesn't mean you should. The real question is, what's your lifetime tax strategy? How long do you expect to live? What other income sources are you drawing from? Do you have corporations, dividend income, real estate income? How will these affect each other? That's what we really need to focus on. You need to have a plan built so you know where the income's coming from, so you can make a decision on CPP and on OAS. And they're not the same. Tip number 2, when should you start taking CPP? So let me break this one down for you with the nuance it deserves. There's no one-size-fits-all answer to the question. When should I take CPP? I run this analysis constantly for clients. We do this as part of our planning, wealth and estate planning for all of our clients. We want an answer. We want quality, sound advice to be able to give to them. And it's about integrating this decision with their larger financial plan. So you have to build a plan. You have to run the math, the numbers, the tax, the inflation, the income, so that you know whether or not it makes more sense to take CPP at 60, 65, 70, or any number in between. You can take CPP as early as age 60. That'll give you 36% reduction from the standard age 65 amount. So if you were getting $1,000 at age 65, you'd be getting $640 at age 60. If you wait until 70, every month increases by 0.7. So that's a full 8.4% per year, or 42% increase at age 70 compared to age 65. Sounds like a no-brainer, right? Well, not quite. Because here's what I tell my clients. We need to look at all your income sources and ask, what's going to give you the most flexibility and the best after-tax outcome over your full lifetime, not just the next 5 years? For example, if you have $2 million saved in your RRSPs and your non-registered investments, we may actually want to draw down from your personal assets early, delay CPP to let it grow. That strategy helps reduce your tax bracket later in life and reduces your RIF minimum withdrawals when they kick in at age 72. So it's just a matter of shifting the income, delaying, getting a larger pension, and then guaranteeing a bigger income stream in retirement. But let's say you're in poor health and you want to retire early and you want to start traveling. You may decide to take CPP early and use it to offset other income that would otherwise come from a registered account. It's all about sequencing and customizing the decision. Generally, if you're in poor health, or if you need immediate capital, or if you want to have much more flexibility in your spending, you will draw down early from your CPP. And if none of those apply and you have cash flow and you're able to defer, then generally you would want to wait and you would want to defer your CPP till you're 70. But I can't tell you how many of these plans I've done, and I can tell you there's never a clear-cut black or white answer. It must be done in the context of a larger financial plan. All right, tip number 3, OAS clawback can be the silent killer. Let's talk about one of the most confusing aspects of retirement planning, the OAS clawback. In 2025, the clawback kicks in at $93,400 $450 of net income. And for every dollar that you go over that, you lose 15 cents of your old age security. If you make $151,600 or more in retirement, your OAS is completely gone. So 93,000, you start losing it. 151, you completely lose it. It's on a linear basis in between there, all right? That might not sound like a lot, but remember, OAS is fully taxable. And if you're drawing from the RIFs, the pensions, the investments, your income can easily creep above that threshold without realizing it. One of the worst mistakes that I see, clients who take their OAS while also triggering large withdrawals from their RIFs because they delayed until age 72. Suddenly, they're in the highest tax bracket and all of a sudden they lose their old age security. We call that a double penalty. Instead, what we can do is we can model a strategy where we draw down the RRSPs or the non-registered accounts before the OAS kicks in. So by the time you're eligible, your tax income is lower and you get the full benefit. This is what we do. We do planning, we do investment management, and we do it well. If you'd like to book your no obligation consultation to discuss this, planning, OAS, CPP, or your investment portfolio, go to speakToRob.com. We'd love to book a chat with you to discuss that. All right, tip number 4, I'm going to talk to you about a real client scenario, 2 different outcomes. So I'm going to show you what this looks like in real life. 2 clients, same age, same savings, $1.6 million in RSP, $400K in TFSA, $500K in non-registered accounts. Client A starts their CPP and their OAS right at 65. They delay their RIFs until they're 72, and by then, their withdrawals push them into a 135 income tax bracket, plus OAS CPP. Boom, they've lost all of their OAS entirely. It gets clawed back, and that's not fun. Client B delays their CPP and their OAS to age 70, draws $60,000 a year earlier from the RSP in the meantime, keeps taxable income below the clawback threshold, and ends up with over $70,000 more in total benefits by the time they're at age 90. Plus, they paid less in tax year in, year out. So that's a simple example about how 2 clients with the same wealth can get dramatically different scenarios based on whether or not they're taking CPP and OAS earlier. But there are some that are dramatically worse, all right? So if you're in a position where your cash flow needs are met and you're able to defer, typically you're going to be in a much better spot. Let's get down to the big takeaway here. CPP and OAS aren't just government benefits. They're tools. They're tools that, when are timed and sequenced properly, can save you tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes and lost benefits over your retirement. This is exactly the kind of strategy we build inside a retirement planning masterclass. It's free, it's built just for Canadians with significant tax savings, and it's full of real client examples like the one I just gave you. If you're over 50 and you're planning to retire, or maybe you are retired and you want a bit more advice, click the link below in the description and join us today. This is your opportunity to retire smarter, not just sooner. If you like this video, go to our YouTube channel, check out the other content we have there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to see more content like this and other financial advice, I post fairly consistently on my channel, and I'd love to see you there. I'm Rob Tétrault. I'll see you in the next video.